Jewels of Opar are super tiny. Hey y'all, Foreign Plant Killer here, Jessie with Living on a Prayer Flower Farm. And in today's video, we are growing some Jewels of Opar, a really fun filler from floret flowers. We'll go from seed all the way up until it gets its first true leaves. So if you're like me and you've never grown it before, you'll know what it looks like in case you decide to direct sow this. Let's get started. Jewels of Opar. What are you, Jewels of Opar? Well, according to Floret Farm, it's a dense mound of word I can't pronounce, foliage that gives away to a long, airy wands covered in tiny pink, star-shaped flowers that mature into miniature, glowing red-orange beads. An incredible plant in the late summer, early autumn garden, and a must-grow for autumn bouquets and wearable flowers. Sounds good to me. So Floret does many video courses that are free. All you gotta do is go to our website and sign up. And I've taken them, and I think this was either in her book or on one of the webinars. And they say it's kind of gives it bouquets like a glittery feel. And I don't know about you, but I like my shiny. I love some glitter and sparkle, so I'm very excited to get this growing. Though it doesn't look like I'll reap any benefits until 120 days to 150 days. That's how long it takes to mature according to the packet. But I'm so excited to get it started, so we'll go ahead and get these seeds started. We'll check in on it in a couple weeks, and then we'll end with how they look after they've reached a month-old maturity, just so you can see what the plant looks like. So as always, I'm going to start with my seed starting mix. It's already nice and moist, it's not dry. If I were to put the seeds in here when it's dry, it's just going to run everywhere and it wouldn't be good. Trust me on this, Foreign Plant Killer, I have learned from experience. So we're gonna go ahead and get these in. And it just says, start seeds indoors 6 to 8 weeks before last frost. Sow seeds indoors in trays and transplant once weather has warmed. And guys, I'm behind schedule. We are 4 weeks out from my last frost date. Today's February 28th. My last frost date's about April 1st. So I gotta get these going. I've got so many seeds and no room. Doesn't say how deep to do them, but the general rule is to plant just as deep as the seed is. Okay, Jewels of Opar are super tiny. Wow, okay. There's no telling how many just fell on the floor. I got some in my hand. If you've ever planted snapdragons, it's that small. Was not expecting that. Could you tell by the surprise on my face when they just poured into my hand? Oh my goodness, okay. Well, I know for next year, these are super duper tiny. Learn from my mistake. Don't just pour it out. You need to kind of gently shake or look before you just go to pouring. I'm so used to seeds this tiny coming inside an envelope, coming inside as an envelope inside an envelope. I was not expecting it to be a bunch of teeny tiny seeds. That just means I'm going to plant a good bit of these just to make sure that I got plenty of germination. I'll thin them out later. Okay. Oops. I had no idea that was going to be that tiny. My bad. You know, sometimes I just have a hard time learning lessons. Should know better by now. Jewels of Opar. 228, 21. Boom. There we go. All right. Put the dome over this. And I'm just going to leave my dome on until I see the first sign of life, and then this is going to come off, and that will help prevent mold. Speaking of mold, let me take this back off. Light layer of vermiculite will help combat mold because I am dealing with mold and mildew. And then I'm just going to go ahead and give it a spritz because I forgot to do that. And the reason you spritz it, even though the soil is already moist, is it just goes ahead and kind of helps give those seeds a good start. Like, oh, it has rained, I shall sprout. At least that's what I imagine the seeds say in my head. The seeds talk to me. Under the grow lights, you go. Okay, so quick interruption of whatever video this is. I've got an issue. I've got dampening off, or root rot, rather, on my asters. The ones on the edge of the seedling tray were very dry, so I kept watering them, not really paying attention to the ones in the middle. The one in the middle of the trays were still damp, so they were rotting, and I noticed a few. I already threw them out because they were just so gross. But let me show you. Like this. See that? And then I noticed after I threw it out, look at the bottom of it, it's black. So it rotted. It sat in water basically. The soil wasn't draining well enough for it, or I wasn't letting it dry out enough before watering it, and it rotted. So I lost three so far due to it. And just going to check the rest of these real quick. The rest of them look okay. They look decent, but I was very confused, like, what is happening to my aster? Just all of a sudden today they were dead. Just three, thank goodness. But that's what it is. So I've got to watch what I'm doing. If I'm going to water some that are dry, I need to put them in a different tray. Let them absorb the water and then put them back in the other tray with the other asters. Because I've lost those. There's no saving them. And I'm hoping to get them in the ground this weekend. We'll find out. My jewels of Opar are actually beyond their first true set of leaves because, yeah, it's been psychotic. And I don't want to show them to you because they look awful. I have not taken that great of care of them, and yeah, at first I was worried I'd have too many. I'm not worried about that now. That has been taken care of. I have plenty that I think I can put in the ground. We'll see. They're still getting hardened off. They're not in the ground today. But before I show you my terrible looking jewels of Opar, let's get my aster into the ground. I'm going to go ahead and start getting the aster in the ground because it's been hardened off for like 3 weeks now, and I don't want to get root bound. So let's get it going. We're going to start with my moonstone. So just for reference, this is aster I started on February 28th, and today is April 10th. Look how pretty. And it's got a few roots coming out of the bottom, so it is definitely time to get it in here. And with these peat pots, I like to just go ahead and start removing them just to kind of free those roots, because even though they're supposed to grow through it, you can kind of see they're kind of stuck. I don't like that. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up just a little bit to give those roots more room. And I'm spacing these about a foot apart, or about a spade apart. What's love got to do with it? What's love but a second-hand emotion? What's love got to do with it? Who needs a heart when a heart can't be broken? So here's my jewels of Opar. You can see the first true leaves are going to look something like this, but I might have scorched them from not hardening them off properly, And I may have over fertilized as well, thus the burning of the leaves. So, yep, jewels of Opar, everybody. Don't do what I did. Make them look like this, and look like this plant. This plant's good. This plant, maybe. This plant is very sad. This whole tray, like right here, is just very sad. But that's okay, because now I know jewels of Opar take a lot longer to harden off. I thought they would be like the Aster, where I could just keep moving them. My advice to you, if you're going to harden off these jewels of Opar, take it a lot slower than you would your normal plants. Because I thought they would be fine. My Aster was fine. These were not fine. These said, "What are you doing? I'm dying in the sun." So be careful with the jewels of Opar. They don't like it. But we'll see how they do. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.